This is one of the tougher courses around, but it's also one of the most rewarding. Getting to that finish line, there's been a lot of people that show a great deal of emotion because it is a big deal to finish this race.
The Desert Half Marathon. A quick dip in Lake Osoyoos, a long meandering bike ride through the hills of the South Okanagan, and a grueling run through downtown and right to the finish line. It's a half Ironman, easy on the eyes and hard on the body.
It's become synonymous, this bike course up in the corner of British Columbia, even to our athletes up and down the West Coast and through central Canada, that if people are looking to do a very, very challenging bike, it gets compared with some of the most challenging courses in North America. But it's been great to see the response over the years to people that are looking for a challenge and know it's going to be a tough day, because when they finish and have that finisher's medal and they can say they've completed this course, it's really something to brag about.
Well, it's going to be hot tomorrow, so you've just got to take your time and just really ride and relax. Ride within your own capability and you should be fine.
The course is just fun, right? You go out slow, you don't hurt yourself. You just ride the 90K and it's going to be a wonderful ride.
You just try and be realistic, keep your feet grounded. You know, you've got a long day ahead of you. You just have to concentrate on what you're there to do and have fun.
It's a challenging course, lots of elevation on the bike, but it is a mental game. It's not that far, you have to tell yourself, and you'll get finished and keep smiling.
And a mental game it is. Many of the athletes here know that whether they are seasoned triathletes or experiencing their very first time out on this course, they're going to have to dig deep and rely on a little help from family and friends.
Last year I remember it was a cheer from one of the fellow competitors, Jenny Sellers, who gave me a way to go, and I was just waddling along at that time. But I thought, you know what, it's so much fun and that kind of enthusiasm and camaraderie between competitors will help me get across the line this year as well.
I have an awesome coach that's been helping me all year, and my group back at Lululemon I work at in Victoria, and so just all of their inspirational thoughts and things that they've told me, that's kind of going through my head, and my family. Yeah, just to see them, come in and see them, that'll get me through. Yeah.
It's the morning of the race with a comfortable 14 degrees, and the sun is peeking out from a few wispy clouds. The athletes have gathered along the shore of Lake Osoyoos and are preparing for the hard day ahead. Many are running through their strategies, reflecting on their goals, and all are trying to remember to just have a little bit of fun.
Well, I like the Okanagan, and it's warm and beautiful, maybe hotter than I thought when I signed up it was going to be, but just it's beautiful. I love it here.
Pretty much just to go out there and just to give it all I've got. I've been training and just to enjoy it, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the climbs, all 7 of them, and then back 7 of them. So yeah, just to have fun with it.
I've been told it's just like any day of hill training on repeat. So yeah, just go slow, take your time, and maybe try to make up for it on the downhill side.
This race in particular, because it is so challenging, has been one that I've come to as a bucket list item, and I'm here today to check off that bucket list item. There used to be a time where I was very nervous at the start of every race, but after doing so many, fairly relaxed, and I'd say, right up to about 5 minutes before race start, then the seriousness goes on the face, and you prepare yourself for the intensity. I like having people in front of me. What I use is other athletes as rabbits to chase, and I try and hunt as many as I can.
So many have been training for this race months before today, but one entrant, Melindy Elmore, doesn't quite have the same story.
I've been running track and field for the last 20 years at a kind of national team level. So I ran at the Olympics and Commonwealth Games, Pan Am Games, World University Games in the 1500. And this is my first year not running track and field, so I've been kind of dabbling in other pursuits. My husband's really into doing triathlon, so it's been fun to join him for some bike rides and runs and swims lately. So I knew this event was coming up, but I didn't really consider it until about 2 days ago when I thought, oh, I need to do a triathlon, and I keep putting it off, so why don't I just sign up and do it this weekend?
Although this is her first triathlon, Melindy is no stranger to competition. She is prepared for the course and ready to take it and everyone else on.
When I get out there, I'm always pretty competitive, so I know I'll push myself as hard as I can, and I'll I'll be chasing any girls that are ahead of me on the out of the water and on the bike and trying to catch them. These events are really awesome to see so many people out, trying to go for their goals, whatever they are, whether it's finish the day, set a time, age group placing, overall placing, and I get a lot of feel a lot of energy just from being a part of this community, and I think it's a really supportive, fun environment to be a part of, and there's no better way to spend a weekend, really.
How do you think that you're going to find the energy to muster up to get yourself across that finish line?
Oh, you just do. You just dig deep and you just go into all your reserves and you want it, and you just, when you get out there, it's pretty cool because at least for me, like nothing else really matters except what I'm doing during the race and pushing my body as hard as I can go, and then you worry about the finish line when you get there because you're just always running as hard as you can for the line.
I think just to know that it's going to be a challenging day. So the sooner they know that and can keep that in perspective as they hit the hard parts of the day, whether it be halfway up the Richter early and on the bike or coming back and having a long climb, to know that that it's going to be tough out there and it's going to be hot and that it's going to take as much mental stamina as physical stamina to get through this course. Our swim course starts at 7 a.m. off Legion Beach. It's a 2-loop swim course. It's 2K long. Swimmers come out of the water after the first lap and head back into the lake for their second lap. Once they exit the swim after that portion of the event is over, they run down the beach towards the tunnel and into Jack Shaw Gardens, where they then head out onto the bike course and get on their bikes on 89th Street and start climbing fairly quickly as they head up out of the Soyuz and up the Richter Pass and over the backside of the Richter out towards Coston. And then in Coston they turn and they come back the same route over the rollers and up the backside of the Richter Pass to a Soyuz. And then they get off their bikes and they head through the tunnel and out onto the run course. It's a beautiful run course that heads out on Kingfisher Drive and out Main past the hotels and alongside the lake as it then heads on the Lakeshore Drive pathway to where you see our athletes run to the end of the Lakeshore Drive pathway, turn around, come back, and they retrace their route, and then they actually run by the finish line and head out about 1.7K to the turnaround, and they get to run by the finish as they head out on their second lap. So they do that lap over again, and then they turn right, come down the hill, and finish through the finish arch.
This guy's out of Vernon, trains with the Pentagon Tri Club, and he's going to come over real quick like right now. Nathan Chapness of Vernon, congratulations on your overall win here at the Eastlink Desert Half Iron.
Nathan Champness, our first place finisher overall, completed the race in 4 hours, 18 minutes, and 34 seconds. He knew that the course would exceed all expectations, even after 2 previous times running it.
This is such a brutal course. Like when you finish this run, I mean, everybody who's done the course today, my hat's off to. It's just such a hard run, all things considered. It's such a challenging course.
Now, anybody thinking of doing this course in the future, what would you tell them?
Be ready to work very hard on the bike right out of the swim. Just get ready for a tough day right off the bat. Go into the swim thinking this is going to be a challenge. You think it'll be a little bit easy owing it to the fact that it's so flat, but once you go up Richter, head out to Coston, come back up Richter again, it's just like you've been hitting the legs with a baseball bat the whole way. And the sun has this habit of coming out right when we start the run. So, double whammy.
I love biking. I'm always on my bike all winter long, and my run has been my focus over the last few weeks getting back. I had surgery back in May. I had a hiatus hernia, and I got a couple injuries earlier in the season, so this is my first race back. I'm just glad to be back and was able to make it through today without any pain or problems, so it was good.
What is going through your head as you're coming up to the finish line like this, to be in second place? Like, what a feat
This is the best finish I've ever had here, so I'm pretty happy with it overall. I was stoked to be coming in on this last little bit here, definitely. But it was a good day out there. Hard to chase Nathan down. He's an amazing athlete, so I was happy to just be able to come second.
It's really hard. You go up and over Richter and back, and the run is usually very hot. So it's a really challenging event, really gives you a good sanity check for any other races that you might be doing.
Melindy Elmore, a huge front runner through the majority of this race, has officially proven herself as a force to be reckoned with. A last-minute addition to the roster, but the first woman to cross that finish line. But it didn't come easy.
Yep, that run, oh man, I thought the run would be the easy part. I was looking forward to it, and that was just kind of miserable, but got through it.
How'd you push through?
You know, you just have to kind of play mind tricks on yourself, break it into segments, either by time, or by distance, or by next aid station. And I mean, you don't really have much of a choice because you're not going to quit. So it's just like keep going, try and do as much positive talk as possible, and know that eventually it'll be over. But I think it's going to be a painful week. Didn't really train at all appropriately, so I think I'll pay for it. But unfortunately, I'm competitive, so I tend to push myself as hard as I can, and that's part of the fun, I guess.
Second place finisher in the female category, Jen Annette, had an amazing race with 4 hours, 54 minutes, and 58 seconds. She suffered some bad luck on the bike course, with a flat tire costing her some time. But that didn't stop her.
Actually, all things considering, I'm feeling pretty good. I thought I'd be in a little bit worse shape because after I got my flat on my bike, I kind of hammered it back a little bit harder than I probably should have. So this run can be very deceiving because it's flat, but it's always hot, and that it really does take a toll on you. So it kind of can make things hard.
I'm disappointed that Jen had a flat. That made for a tough race for her, and we would have been pretty close had she not had the flat. So, you take it with a grain of salt. I hope I still would have won because you want it to be legitimate.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of changed from when I started. I'm like, just give it a crack, and now it's like, well, maybe I should take it a bit more seriously and train a bit harder and see where it sort of gets me. Because it's fantastic when you're out there. It's a great feeling when you finish.
And it's also been, it means a lot to be there at the finish to see them accomplish their goal, because for many this is their big race of the season. And it's also great for me and rewarding to see them use this as a stepping stone to either Ironman Canada or other races as they move forward in their racing career.
That's what makes pushing yourself hard and dealing with the pain on race day so worth it, because the feeling that you get when you achieve your goals is really undescribable, and it just gives you so much energy and so much confidence when you can achieve your goals and be really satisfied that you gave it your all, that it's a very addictive feeling.
Let's recap the winners. The top 3 finishers of the men's category were Nathan Champness, also our overall winner, with 4 hours, 18 minutes, and 34 seconds. Chris Young and Christopher Orr finishing shortly behind. Melindy Elmore took the win in the female category with 4 hours, 47 minutes, and 44 seconds, with Jen Annette and Zoe Dawson to follow. Thank you for joining us for the 9th annual Desert Half Iron from Osoyoos, BC.